that play. Let it run on repeat. Hot take, one shot. Press play, new drop. Every day from the screen to your ears, all in HD. You already know who it is. Nick Madden TV. Nick Madden TV.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the NickMaddenTV show and also the Game Changer podcast. You know what I'm saying? I'm NickMaddenTV. Today we're gonna be talking about one of the topics that probably don't get talked much about, but you got slam dunk creativity. But what about the passing? You know what I'm saying? Today I'm here with Trey and Nome G. What's up with it, fellas?
What's going on?
What's going on?
Hey, look, like I said, today we talking about the best passing bag, you know, not the greatest point guard, you know, not the best career, not the most championships, you know, we talking about pure passing. We judging by creativity, the vision, how hard it was for them to make that pass, IQ, flash, you know, you got to have a flash in there, you know, accuracy and the no looks, you know what I'm talking about? So, hey, how y'all feeling today, though? I mean, what y'all got going? What's up with it? Happy 4th of July to everybody, though.
Yeah, happy four.
Hey,
Man. Yeah, man. This is a list right here, man. There's some greats right here that, you know, when it comes to highlights, when it comes to keeping the crowd entertained, and you know, being. I'm pretty sure people who played with these guys, played alongside with them, love their you know, their passing abilities, man. And but for me, hey, Jason Kidd, it's between Jason Kidd and Rondo, man. For me, as overall, for what they did, for the teams that they played on, and the effect that their passing had in the games in which they played, and just the errors that they played in. And to me, just I mean, Jason Williams, man, his entertainment value, though, of what he brought to the game was just so crazy. You know, the elbow pass and
my junk there.
Yeah, you know, he did on the Kings, and that, you know, those no look passes he had, just, you know, he right up there as well. But man, I think those days on the Nets, those New Jersey Nets days for Jason Kidd, even though he did it everywhere he went, I think his days in which he really went off was those Kenyon Martin, Vince Carter days. You know, Jefferson, you know, those days, man, and those Nets teams, man, he just had so many highlights, so many oops, so many fast breaks. You never know what he's gonna do. You know, if it's like a 3-on-1 break and Jason Kidd's leading the break, it's gonna be something crazy. Like, you know, if he running, you know, the oops, everything. I don't know, did he throw that oop to Gerald Green?
When he did the windmill?
Yeah, was he didn't throw that, did he?
No, I don't think that was him.
That was later on. I don't think he was on the Nets no more. I think that was later on, maybe. But I mean, yeah, you know, Rondo, because we know Rondo on those Celtics teams. Without Rondo on that Celtics team, I know like you said, we ain't talking championships, we ain't talking all of that, but it's almost like you got to kind of bring that in a little bit. But, you know, he did so much on those teams, and sometimes he wouldn't even score. Like, you wouldn't even be looking for him to score. I don't even think that the opposing teams would be looking for him to even score the ball, but they still couldn't stop him from making the right pass. He has a crazy oop, like with Kenneth Faried. I don't know if this was high school or if this was like some summer league joint that they got, but it wasn't in the NBA. But he was playing with Kenneth Faried, and it might have been high school even, but I'm not sure. But where he's coming down and Kenneth Faried's by the hoop, and like he's down, he's like on the baseline in the corner three, and it just looks like the play is broken, ain't nothing gonna happen, and he just throw it behind his head. His back completely to the basket, and he just throw it behind his head and throw the oop to Kenneth Faried, just like crazy. Like, damn, that
And
was
Ken Free had that bounce too, though.
yeah,
You know what I'm
Ken
saying?
Free
He
was a
definitely
monster
go
in
to get it.
Denver.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he was a monster in Denver. So that was one had to be around them days that this clip had came out or whatever, or what the clip was from. But yeah, it was a dope oop. But yeah, man, Kid and Rondo for me, man, for right, yeah. But I'll let Trey or let you y'all say y'all picks.
For, for me, for me, passing comes, it comes with anticipation. It comes with IQ. You gotta, you gotta kind of picture and know where your teammate supposed to be. And you gotta have that trust in your teammates, to even make those type of passes. Like I said, that's just anticipation. You asked me the best passing bag is Jason Kidd. Man, like, you just look at his highlights and how he did it. Like,
you go one right here.
He did one pass where he spent the fucking ball backwards. Like, you ain't seen too many people do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he put spins on ball. He know how. He know where to put the ball, how to pass it, when to pass it, who to pass it to. Jason Kidd got the best passing bag, if you was to ask me. Now, according to that list that we got posted, I think the only thing that I changed on there, I think I changed Muggsy Bogues for Madden. For Madden. And that because of the Showtime thing. True. That's probably the only one that I changed, but everybody else up there is kind of solidified.
Already. And I think shout out to Mayor Sacrote. I think he brought up Muggsy Bogues. So that's why we put Muggs in there. But shout out to Muggsy though, you know what I'm saying? So right now we talking about Jason Kidd, you know what I mean? Since he's up first, he's A, as y'all can see on the poll up here. So make sure y'all putting y'all votes in also too, and make sure y'all hitting that like button. So was Jason Kidd like the greatest transition passer ever? Would y'all agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I would.
Breaks.
I mean, our generation pretty much will, but I think a lot of people will argue it's probably Magic Johnson that are older, like people that are like 45 and up, probably, or 50 and up. They probably will say Magic Johnson because so many of them either grew up to him, as kids, or were in 19, 20, 21 when in the 80s, that group of people, they're gonna tell you Magic because everything he did was, the whole Showtime Lakers. Like, they're always gonna tell you this Magic. So I know we don't have him up there, but I think that's the argument that'll come in from an older crowd of NBA fans would probably be trying to tell us you're tripping right now. They'd be like, true. Magic would come down, and I mean, even people would tell you Pete Maravich. They'd tell you Pete Maravich was the best passer they'd ever seen. If we keep, we're talking to the older generation because of what those guys did for the game. Obviously, everything they did wasn't televised. Everything wasn't on TV back in the day. Wasn't even on radio. Some of these games were just played for people to. So you would have to be there.
In attendance.
Right.
You got to be in attendance.
You would have to be in attendance to see some of these games that these guys played. And obviously, you're going to get the plumber comments. Oh, they didn't have the real competition. They weren't athletic. They were playing against whoever. The people they were playing against just got off work, doing the 9-to-5 shift somewhere. These ain't real players they're playing against. So you'd hear that argument too. But Pete Maravich, Magic Johnson, because these guys did do a lot when it comes to, like you're saying, having a bag and passing behind the back, no look. Yeah. Right. Even Larry Bird at some points. Larry Bird had a good passing bag, but these guys aren't necessarily our generation. And once again, our generation, the older you get, the next generation likes to kind of down talk the other generation because they don't feel as if their skill levels are on the level of the new generation. I don't know if the I think once you pass the 2000s, it don't get as bad. But still, if you talk to a kid today and you bring up Jason Williams, you show Jason Williams highlights, I'm not gonna say they're not gonna. They'll probably respect it, but they'll probably think like LaMelo Ball is better than Jason Williams at passing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna say they're gonna purely disrespect it. Like they probably disrespect like Magic, because they'll, you know, if you show like a 10-year-old, a non-10-year-old, a passing of Magic right now. They be like, man, this look old. He look old man out there. Look at his knee pads.
They be looking at the graphic, the pixel of it. You know what I'm saying? Because if it look old to them, yeah, of course, that's the first thing gonna come to their mind. Like, I mean, look at it ain't 4K.
It ain't
you know
4K. It ain't, you know, look old and dusty in the arena. Where they playing at? You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's just that's kind of just like the only thing with generations. But you do got to respect those bags outside of what we have on this list. But for what we have on this list,
yep, the next man, Jason Williams. So we already did Jason Kidd. We had Jason Williams right now. This is B on the poll. You know what I'm saying? Me, myself, hey, Jason Williams, I like him in transition, how he got that spin too, as we can see right there on the video. You know what I'm saying? And precise, you know what I'm saying, accuracy, you know what I'm saying? And then with the elbow pass, the no look, the manipulation, you know what I'm saying, I took pretty much all that from his game though, you know. So how y'all feel about Jason Williams, white chocolate?
White chocolate was something different. Like the way that he played the game was, if you want to be real, it was the new age way. Like he playing like the niggas playing today. That's how he played, you know. And I think if you know, besides the graphic, if you was to show, you know, a teenager a J Will, you know, highlight compilation, I think they'll become a fan. Yeah, they'll become a fan. But if you was to show them a Magic Johnson, a John Stockton, or somebody like that, like I don't think that they really rock with it. You know, it's just the style of play. Like Magic probably can pass because of Showtime Lakers and, you know, the transition, but just the flashy and, like you said, the accuracy and how J Will made it look fun.
Exactly.
He made it look fun. So, like, if you know you were to show a team of J Will, I think they'll become a real big fan.
True. Cause in the way, and then for us, our age, you know, this came out around by the N1 times. You know what I'm saying? So being able to see all this on the basketball court, like, hey, he doing what we'll do at the playground. You know, he take chances with his passes though. And this was one of my favorite. Well, I ain't gonna say favorite teams, but I definitely was rooting for the Kings when him and Chris Webber was teamed up and all though.
Yeah, so, Peja and yeah, for me, like, you want to get the professor from N1. You want to get a lot of the stuff that you see today with a lot of these YouTubers and them doing tricks and drill. You know, the whole evolution of what basketball is today with content creating and tricks and all that. A lot of it came from Jason Williams able to play the street ball style in the NBA. He does have a part in it, even though we know he took it from the brothers on the court. You know, hence his nickname, White Chocolate, you know, and it was dope to see Rayful Austin, you know, actually make it into the league as well there from N1 and show that street ball style of play into the league. But for you know, for him, for Jason Williams, man, his game is always going to be engraved in the game of basketball because of how he played the game with his passing and the entertainment aspect of it. He probably the most. He might be the most entertaining out of all of them, right next to Jason Kidd. He almost damn near slighting Jason Kidd almost. An entertainment aspect. He might not have made as many passes and assists, and not the longevity might not be there, but still, like, his game was just so cold that he's always going to be looked at one of the greatest passers of all time.
Yeah, that's where I see it too, though. I mean, Jason White Chocolate, one of my favorite players of all time, though. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's go into the next guy. We got Steve Nash. Now, we definitely remember him from his Suns days. You know what I'm saying? That's when him and Amari Stoudemire really was putting on though, you know what I'm saying? And him, even with the soccer footwork with the ball, you know, he can put it up there. How y'all feel about Steve Nash?
I feel like Steve Nash more of a traditional point guard. He more of an IQ based point guard, you know. He had some flashes, had some flashy passes, but he's more of a IQ curator. He's a real deal. Like, he curate offense.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think of Steve Nash. He's a traditional point guard.
Yeah, I'll say, I mean, we, two-time MVP, and that was for a reason. I think mostly for more of his scoring than his passing. Yes, his passing was a key aspect to his game, but his three ball, his jumper, I think that was more, him being faster than everybody on the court at certain times, being able to get to the basket. But his passing obviously was right there. But I think him and Mari's chemistry made his passing, that elite. All those oops he would throw to Amari in the paint, and even getting the Matrix, getting Sean Marion involved there. Another underrated player in the NBA history of March, Sean Marion. So he had a great run there in Phoenix, man, and his passing had a lot to do with it. I just don't think he's
controlling the offense and pushing the pace with him.
Yeah, I just don't think he was as elite as these other guys on the passing side.
Yeah.
But maybe, obviously, I know we're just talking about passing, but he's a little bit more elite in other aspects of the game than other guys on this list, other than the passing. But don't get me wrong, he's a two-time MVP, even though I think that second MVP go to Kobe, but that's another story. Everybody said the second MVP belonged to Kobe, and I agree. But but they gave it to Nash. But
yeah, they swiped Kobe for that one.
Yeah,
but yeah. So Steve Nash wanted a blur, you know what I'm saying, pure point guard, as y'all saying things too though. But yeah, though, like you said, I don't think he was just as flashy as White Chocolate, and I mean, him and J Kidd probably can go run toe to toe in that transition though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to knock it. I guess somebody got to be behind the other one. So
true. Make sure y'all putting y'all y'all picks in that poll down there. Who has the best passing bag? You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna keep pushing it on, and then we're gonna go ahead to Muggsy Bogues, 5'3", the smallest man in the NBA history though, besides Spud Webb though. But him being that so small, being able to, can't look over nobody. So the way he passing, I mean, getting in traffic and go, look like a little Ant-Man.
To keep it a buck, I kind of plead the fifth on this one. I don't know too much about Muggsy Bogues.
All right, but this for Mayor Sacrote honorable mention. So, hey, everybody out there, hey, but still, we're gonna give Muggsy his respect though. Like I said, very small, but hey, he definitely had the skills to do what he do though. You know what I mean? So, we could just bypass him though. But shout out to Muggsy though. But we definitely should have had Magic on here though. that was our fault.
Muggsy ain't a bad. He ain't not a bad pick. I mean, we gotta give him his props in the sense of this. The man was small. In order for you to get to that level of basketball at that height is incredible. Let alone to even make your high school team in your local city and play varsity. That's a feat in itself. If you're on the court at that height, let alone if you wanted the 5,000 people to go pro. So that means, imagine if this man was just 6 foot.
Yeah.
If he was just 6 foot, the man would have been deadly. And those Hornets days, him, Larry Johnson, man, I'm forgetting who else was on there. Alonzo Mourning, Dale Curry. Yep, the original Curry, Del Curry. What's the call else was on there too? Your boy, who played on he played on the Lakers too for a little bit, but I think he was originally on the Hornets, and then he went to the Lakers. Huh? Not Vlade. Yeah, Vlade was on there too though, but I can't believe I'm forgetting a great shooter in NBA history, but. It'll come to me later, but yeah, he played with a lot of those Hornets teams were real fun to watch. They kind of like, they're kind of like the newer age Hornets that that just got broken up. They had they played fast down the court, and Muggsy will make a lot of great passes to these guys. This is why he's still talked about today, because even at his size, he could shoot, he could pass, he was a great defender too for how small he was. He always gets steals. So he was a great player. He was a great passer. He just, compared to these guys that we got on the list, yeah, he definitely got to take the back seat to all of them. Now, depending on who you're talking to, if you're talking to some of these guys in the 90s, some of these other guys might have different opinions. But yeah, I think he comes last on this list. If we're talking about this list, we put him at the end.
Already. All right. So then let's go down to the last one. Last but not least, Rajon Rondo, Boston Celtic point guard. Hey, guard. That's what I meant. But hey, Rondo had that the same old eyes too. You know what I'm saying? He know how to, just like this, the play you see on the screen right here.
That was crazy. That behind the back to the corner.
That was hard too.
Yeah.
Manipulation though. Got him going one way, he passing the other way.
Yeah, Rondo, one of my favorite point guards. Like it's it's the stuff like that he was doing that just made you be like, how in like you the stuff Rondo was doing, you wouldn't expect it to happen. Like he was mid-air, damn in the middle of the layup making passes. Like it's just the stuff that he did, you really think that the play over and he'll just surprise you with some other shit.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, when he came out of Kentucky, I don't think he didn't come into the league with a whole bunch of uproar, but he came off those Kentucky teams, those Calipari Kentucky teams that were loaded. He came out that whole wave of Kentucky players that made a stamp in the NBA, and when he ended up going to Boston, it was like the perfect piece.
Yeah.
For the big three, because this was the big three that started the whole big three wave. I know we love to try to start at Bron and Miami and all that, but the reality was, you always needed a loaded team to win an NBA championship. But if we're talking this big three wave, it started with these Celtics when Garnett and Ray Allen both went to
the Boston.
And then Rondo was basically the cherry on top, because once he got there, he just I know if we remember those runs they had to the finals, and when they won in the finals, it was always, you would watch those playoff games and you would just be ready to see Rondo get in his bag. You'd be ready for them not to guard him at the top of the key, because you remember he didn't really shoot in those days. He didn't really shoot. He could make it, but it was like the last resort of him shooting. Yep. You just be waiting for him to get into his bag and see where he going to drop it off to Garnett, where he going to drop it off to Paul Pierce. When he going, Tony Allen going to be in there doing some dog stuff. Like you would be waiting for him to drop, because he's going to make a crazy pass every night. So and then once that team got broke up, and he made his different pit stops, and people forget I believe he was on the bubble ring Lakers.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
He one of the reasons why they got it.
Yeah.
Right. So that same passing bag that he has, where he knows to get to his spots, to make sure that the right players get the ball at the right time. that's always been his forte. That's always been his pedigree to be a pure point guard, but put his kind of sauce on it. So
already.
yeah.
Yeah, that was the best way to explain it.
Yeah.
All right then. So we're gonna go through the segment on some quick questions and things like that. All I just need is one name, one answer. Hey, whoever you think, you know what I mean. So out of this list, which passer would average the most assists today? Ooh,
today,
we got y'all stuck. Yeah, like today's game. Which one of these guys would average the most assists? And y'all in the chat, put y'all in the chat too, though. You know, who's gonna average the most assists?
I'll go with Jason Kidd. I think he'll still average the most. He played. I know Rondo is the one that's probably close. Rondo on this list is the closest one to retirement in the later years because he retired, just here 4 or 5 years ago, probably. Yeah. But if you give me a younger Jason Kidd throughout his, I think he would be able to with the floor with everybody shooting threes, and I think it'd be just as easy for him to average a whole bunch of assists, in my opinion. I'll go with Jason Kidd.
All right, Trey, same question, Trey. Which passer will average the most assists in today's game?
I'm going Rondo.
Already.
I'm gonna go Rondo. I'm going Rondo just because exactly what you said. It's so much space in today's game, man. Just the way that he played, he didn't intentionally try to score. Rondo intentionally tried to pass. So you got the 5 shooting big, you got the 4 shooting big. So much space. Anybody help? Like Rondo, Jason Kidd is a very much like this. Not a doubt a willing passer. I just feel like Rondo will have a game that he'll go 0 points, 15 assists. Like he's one of those type of players. I go Rondo.
All right. I got another question then. All right. Who throw the best no-look pass out of these guys? As far as you can know, who throw the best no-look pass?
Man, that's hard. Well, I mean, I'll just to throw something in the hat, I'll say Jason Williams, because that's what he predicated himself on, was being as flashy as he could every time he come down. And Jason Kidd can do that pass, yes. Can Nash do that pass, yes. Can Rondo do a good no-look, yes. But who made it a business to make a no-look pass on this list? It was Jason Williams. He made it his business to do it. And like I said, once again, he has one of the coldest passes of all time with the elbow pass down the lane. That's still one of the most coldest passes I've ever seen. And to do that in the NBA game is crazy, let alone just do it at all in the game. So I'm going to go with Jason Williams.
All right. Trey, same question.
Yeah. No look. I'm going J Will. Like he like I said, it's the attention. Like he every pass he damn near look away just on purpose. Like I think it was just built for him to do. Like he was just doing it just to do it.
Yeah. All right. Matter of fact, let us know what y'all think also too down there in the comments though. You know what I'm saying? What else we got? Hey, yes or no question then. Jason Williams had the deepest bag?
No. I'm not gonna say he had the deepest bag, because you gotta do everything. You could be flashy, but you gotta be, when you're talking about passing, you gotta do all kinds of passes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he couldn't do all kinds of passes, but I'm gonna edge him out with Jason Kidd and Rondo on with the deepest bag, because they just didn't try to like perfect one area. They wasn't just like a master of one thing. They had a box. They had a variety of things they could do on the court with the ball, at certain times of the game. And pretty much this is why both those guys have championships. Not to go back to that, but you got to realize there's a point to that, because you can't do all that all the time, because then you get figured out. You kind of get figured out by better defenders. The better teams you play, they're gonna figure out what you're doing more. They're gonna understand you more. They're gonna be able to defend it better. Whereas somebody who has a deeper bag, you're gonna have to sit there in every game. You're gonna have to figure out what they might do. Possession after possession. So yeah, I don't think that. I'm gonna have to go with either Kid or Rondo on that.
All right, so that's a no for both of y'all.
Yeah.
All right, Rondo, smartest passer.
Nah, he ain't smarter than Jason Kidd.
Okay.
Nah.
What you think, Trey? Is Rondo the smartest passer out of these 5? Trey, you on mute too, though. If you was talking.
Oh shit, I'm over here talking. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm going Rondo. Like it's the manipulation factor. Like Rondo manipulated so much. Like the deepest bag, I'm going J Kidd, because he can do like every pass like the best. He got the deepest bag. It ain't a weak pass that he can throw. It's just stuff that I done seen J Kidd do. I haven't seen Rondo do. Like I said, like to put the spin on the ball, to make it go different ways on a fast break. You throwing the ball 3/4 court with a spin. You know what I'm saying? Like I done seen J Kidd do that. I never seen Rondo do that. So just the manipulation, I'm gonna give this category to Rondo, but the deepest bag, I'm going J Kidd.
Already. Shout out to City No Pit up in comment. He said Pistol Pete, Magic Johnson, LeBron James, etc. I know we left some of those guys off already, but shout out to y'all. And he also said Jason Kidd over Rondo. So okay then. Well, hey, let's get on down to our little final minute. I mean, what guy you pick? You got 30 seconds to say what guy you pick, and we'll reveal the winner later on. I guess if it's only us 3, you know what I'm saying, I guess I can put a bid in, or better yet, we might have a tie. So let's start with Trey. Trey, out of these 5 guys, who you got for the best passing bag? Get your 30 seconds rolling.
Best passing bag, I'm going J Kidd. J Kidd, he's cerebral with, the thinking of the game, the IQ, the anticipation, just making everybody around him better. J Kidd is pretty much he one of them top 1 to 3 best point guards ever. Like I'm going J Kidd, the best bag.
All right then. Nome G. Let's get your take, y'all. Your 30 seconds.
All right. Well, yeah. Hey, man, you might as well just go ahead and keep that graphic up there, because I'm going with Jason Kidd too. I think he just overall, from the beginning to the end, when he came in the league as a Maverick and he left as a Maverick, I think he did the best passing that you could see from almost any player that we have on this list, and he just solidified what it was to be a great passer.
Already. All right. Well, to me on this list, I think I'm gonna probably go with my favorite though, man, is White Chocolate. Just seeing how he can run transition. I know Jason Kidd and Steve Nash, they do the same old thing, how to run the transition, but all the no looks, the elbow pass, the everything, like I said, he was known for passing, you know what I'm saying, along with those guys too though, but him being a younger version of them, I'm going with White Chocolate, man. All right, y'all down there in the comments, go ahead and put who y'all best passing bag belongs to though. You know what I'm saying? Anything else before we leave out, or what we got coming up?
Hey, man, just keep Keep your eyes on NickMaddenTV, Game Changers. Got all these crazy trades. I'm still trying to see where Bron going. And we got some NBA Summer League also going on right now. And obviously that NFL coming up too. By the time you blink your eyes, preseason to be on.
True. I definitely got something planned for the NFL. I got it's either gonna be called Rival Talk, where we get 4 fans from each team, and we'll go around the table and debate, you know what I'm saying, which team is the best in a division, you know, let them have it out. So hey, if you got we're gonna start with the NFC North. We know a 49er fan already, so we need 3 more, you know, so we can go and get this debate going on. What you got for him, Trey?
Man, everybody happy 4th of July. Everybody stay safe. Try to stay hydrated. You know, 4th of July is one of them crazy holidays where, you know, these motherfuckers turn fireworks to gunshots. So everybody try to stay safe, you know, enjoy family. And man, it was a great show. I liked it. I liked this.
Already. All right. So same thing Trey said. Make sure y'all be safe out there. This been NickMaddenTV, the Game Changer Podcast also. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.